such a time as this.
And welcome to For Such a Time as This. I am your host, Pastor James Pittman. Now, I tried really hard to stay away from the Jussie Smollett incident, the news coverage. But you know what? There is an angle to this story that I want everyone to understand. How could we get to a point where this story is where it is? Someone whom I think is very obviously guilty, but he gets let off. How do we arrive at that point? I want to play a clip, and then I want to surmise how we got to this point.
I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life. But I am a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this. I just wouldn't.
My personal opinion is that you all know where I stand on this. Do I think justice was served? No. Where do I think justice is? I think this city is still owed an apology. And let me digress for a moment. When I came on this job, I've been a cop now for about 31 years. When I came on this job, I came on with my honor, my integrity, and my reputation. If someone accused me of doing anything that would circumvent that, then I would want my day in court, period, to clear my name.
One thing is, not only do I support the hard work of our police officers, the defective units, but I'd like to remind everybody, a grand jury indicted this individual based on only a piece of the evidence that the police had collected in that period of time. So a grand jury actually brought the charges.
All right, so you have Mr. Smollett there still saying he did nothing wrong. You have the police chief of Chicago. You have the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel. They're saying flat out justice was averted. I think he's guilty for some obvious reasons. Jussie said he was mugged by two white guys. Did you see those two Nigerian brothers? If you saw the two Nigerian brothers, do you think anybody could confuse those two dudes with two white guys? Okay. Jussie Smollett's lawyer said that they may have been in whiteface. May have been in whiteface. Whatever. But I tell you this, these boys that went back to Nigeria, they were Nigerian brothers. They're from Nigeria. Have you ever heard a native Nigerian speak? Thick accent. Do you think someone from Nigeria, when he speaks, someone can confuse a native Nigerian with a white man? Now, I've looked for it. I wanted to hear these brothers speak on video. I couldn't find it, full disclosure, but they're from Nigeria. Have you ever heard a Nigerian speak? I just wanted to confirm. I couldn't get him on tape, but if you ever heard a Nigerian speak, no, you would not confuse a native Nigerian with a white man. I think he's guilty. But how did we get to this point? Here's how we got to this point. You can't be upset, Rahm. You can't be upset, most people in Chicago, when this guy gets off. And here's why. You can't teach in your public schools since the time when people are wee bit kindergartens that we evolved from apes. You can't teach them falsehoods their entire life, then expect for them to stand and embrace truth. You can't teach city of Chicago, state of Illinois, a lot of the country. You can't teach that it doesn't matter, how should I put this? It doesn't matter the God-given plumbing that someone has. Biological plumbing, it doesn't matter what that is. They could be male and female depending on how they feel. You see, you can't teach and push that which is obviously false, that which is obviously a lie, and then get upset when it comes back to bite you in the behind. See, if you're going to kill truth, you've got to live with it. if you're going to live in La La Land and live in a world of fantasy, then when Jussie says, hey, it was two white men, when clearly it was not. See, you can't pick and choose when you want truth to prevail. Doesn't work that way. Either you're going to be truthful, stand on the truth, teach truth, embrace truth, be governed by the truth, or if you're going to be governed by lies and fantasies, then this is what you get. This is America when truth has died. Don't be upset, because a lot of the leftists and a lot of the progressive, you've created this. This is what your country looks like when truth is dying.
For such a time as this,